those eyes. That's the overwhelming voter turnout in Chicago. I think she only got like 17% of the vote, and when she ran before, she got like 79% of the vote. Apparently, her actions have been rather disappointing to the folks of Chicago. I mean, it's been an absolute murder fest there for 4 years. And I think that they spoke very loudly, and I hope the liberals around the country pay close attention, because I think that's the way most of the country feels. We're going to be checking in with Terry Roland later in the show, get his reaction to it. I saw him on some different newscasts last night. He said, the only way you're going to get in trouble down in Memphis is if you murder somebody, and it's a murder one charge, not even a murder two. But we'll be talking about that. Meghan and Harry have been evicted from the home that they had and that was given to them by the Queen before she passed away over in England. But King Charles said, nah, not anymore. After this last book they wrote, I don't know why they didn't cut them off after the first one. I mean, anybody that comes out and turns against your own family, I mean, there's just some things you just don't do. We've all got family members that have done things we're not happy with. But and then they not just turned on their own family, turned on their whole country. They left the country. Well, it wasn't her country in the first place. And so then they moved to Canada, but there wasn't enough paparazzi, I guess, in Montreal or wherever the hell it is they went. So then they want to be alone, and they don't want to. They want to have their privacy. So where do they move? California, and one of the richest areas of California, where there's plenty of media coverage, and so I'm not feeling a lot of pity for them. In fact, she's upset also with all the other things happening to them with South Park. Cal, have you seen South Park, the episodes where they mock her?
Oh man, they're just the best at mocking everybody. But they had that one episode. I could probably find it on here, but they were talking about how they want their privacy. But for somebody who wants their privacy, they're so always weirdly in the news.
Well, all they've done is go out and sign huge deals with television contracts, book contracts.
But they want their privacy.
And they want to tell everything, but they just want their privacy. And so it's amazing. She says she's upset and overwhelmed by the mockery on South Park. But guess what? Welcome to America. You can't do anything
Actually,
about
I have it. I found it. Let's hear it.
All right, let's go.
Toronto, it's good morning, Canada. It has been several months now since our beloved Queen has died. All Canadians are finding it hard to go on. All Canadians, that is, except for our first guest, the Prince and his wife. We want privacy! We want privacy! Thanks for having us on the show. It's so awesome to be here. It's great. So let me start with you, sir. You've lived a life with the royal family. You've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where? Yes, that's right, friend. You see, my wife and I are totally like, you should write a book because your family like stupid and then so are like journalists. So you hate journalists. That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist. We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy. And you know what else? To with Canada, we are leaving. We'll go find some quiet place where we can be normal people. Come on, wife. We want privacy. We want privacy. We want privacy.
Yeah, they want privacy. Well, they're not going to get it. Although I'd be willing to give them plenty of it. I mean, I don't see that they got much more to say on the matter, but I'm sure she'll come up with something to say. I guess the mayor, Lori Lightfoot, though, finished third in Tuesday's election with 16.89% of the votes, behind former Chicago Public School CEO Paul Vallis. who had 33.95%, and Cook County Commissioner Brandon Johnson with 20.32%. So they'll have a runoff coming up here this spring, and so, but we know she won't be among them, and it'll be interesting to see who is. They're showing more video of out west where all the snow is. One of my friends, John Harvey in Colorado, said they got 3 more feet on top of 2 feet here, and then Yosemite and all those places out there, just like 80 inches. Greater Idaho, got all those places out there. And of course, you can keep in mind, this is March 1st, so it's not like our winter's over. In fact, we've gotten some very significant snowfalls in March in the past. So it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that we could get some more frozen precipitation coming up this month, but I'm certainly hoping we don't. Everybody I've talked to said they voted, and they have voted that we're done with winter. So, Kyle, have you registered your vote?
Register my vote for
voting that the winter is over in Memphis, so we don't want it anymore.
I am tired of winter.
Yeah, it is.
I'm already looking forward to my summer trips. I've been planning those out about what beaches I'm going to be visiting in the summer, because it's just I'm not a fan of cold weather.
No, and as you get older, I promise you'll be even less of a fan, because things hurt even on a warm day when you get older. But when you get older, stuff that hurts during the summer really hurts during the winter.
It's true.
And I just talked to a good friend of mine today, Steve Bradshaw, had to go in and get his meniscus and his knee trimmed. They said his cartilage was good, so that means his recovery time is going to be less. But nonetheless, he said the part that he's most sore from is where they had the tube down his throat and they had to pull that thing out. And it's all the stuff they never tell you before they operate on you. Like, went in to have my hip replaced. And I mean, I was coming out of the anesthetic, and I remember him taking the tube out of my throat. He sits there, he goes, ah! I'm glad I wasn't awake while they stuffed it down there. But so anytime you see older folks, you should kind of tip your hat to them and say, "God bless you," because you have no idea what they're going through. And it's we should all get like purple hearts that we could wear for just bravery and
going through all the surgeries.
Oh yeah, enduring all the pain and suffering that we go through. And it really is. I think it's Mark Twain that said it's really sad that the youth is wasted on the young because they don't appreciate it. And it's true. I can remember when I was young, having great skin and hair and, being able to run anytime you want to, just be walking along and said, I think I'll run for a little bit.
I hear all the stories where they're like, you're going to hate the days when you can't eat like you do. Like, go to McDonald's as a kid and I'll destroy 2 Big Macs. Yeah. And everybody's like, well, you're gonna hate when you can't do that anymore.
And you're still a flat belly after you eat.
And as a kid, you're thinking, I'm always going to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, you hit a wall at some point. I think mine was in my 50s. I could eat anything I wanted up to about the 50s. Then you start getting a little of the midriff overhang, or they call it Dunlap disease. Your belly done lapped over your belt. And there's 2 ways you can wear your pants in, either Texas style or Florida style. Texas style is where you wear the same size pants as far as the waist is concerned. You just pull it down below your belly and buckle your belt under there.
Let the belly hang on.
Yeah, that's the Dunlap. And then if you can go Florida style, which is where you pull your pants up all the way over your belly and buckle it somewhere around the middle of your chest. And you don't see a lot of people wearing the old Florida style anymore. You used to see a lot more of it, but that's kind of become somewhat passé. And now they just wear their shirts untucked. He called them moo-moo. So it's I did go by the Taco Verdes. Was it Birdie?
Chili Verde, the food truck.
Chili Verde, yeah. I went by there today. Kyle recommended their cheeseburger.
What'd you think?
Oh, it's good. Now, it's not a traditional hamburger. They saute the onions, which I like.
Oh, I love it.
And they
that's probably the best part, in my opinion.
It is. It's very good. I mean, and you don't expect it because I didn't really know what to expect. They have pictures on the front of the truck.
Yep.
It's located at there's a gas station at the corner of Park and Mendenhall.
BP, right next to the Park for Italian Fest.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's called Sea Isle Park, if I'm not mistaken.
It may be. There's a statue of Columbus out there in the park that people keep defiling. But nonetheless, you know where it is. But it's really nice people. I'm going to put some pictures up of the truck and the pictures of the cheeseburger. And they hand cut the fries. The fries are excellent, but it's very good. I suggest you go by and try it. And really nice people. And they give you sauce on the side to dip, an avocado sauce,
all kinds of stuff,
and a peach sauce. And then the mustard they give you, they mix mustard, or the ketchup they give you in a little container to dip your fries in. They put mustard in there and stir it up. And so it's really a unique flavor. Try that too. So I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a new place to stop in. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back on this Wednesday afternoon.
Hi, this is DeAndre Williams Ford from the Memphis Tigers. Whether you're a small business owner, single mom, or buying your first home, Southern Security Federal Credit Union is here to be your trusted financial partner. For almost 70 years, Southern Security has been serving the Mid-South community with unbeatable rates, service, and technology. To find out how you can join the Southern Security family, visit southernsecurity.org or by calling our member service team at 901-452-7900. Southern Security is a proud sponsor of the University of Memphis.
Jabin Newhouse with Big B Coffee, 200 South Germantown Parkway, Suite 101, Cordova.
It's a Great Lakes-based coffee. That's where our beans are roasted. But this will be the first one in Tennessee and obviously the first one in the Mid-South, and we're excited to bring it to the Memphis area. We have a wide variety of flavors of lattes, upwards of 40 or 45 flavors. The unique thing about those, like hazelnut, marshmallow, caramel, mocha, all the traditional flavors plus others, is that you get those hot, you get those iced, and you get them frozen.
Big B Coffee, now open. 200 South Germantown Parkway, Suite 101, Cordova.
Hi, this is Lady Di, your insurance PI, and I'm still on the case for you. Open enrollment for the Marketplace and ACA plans is closed, but don't worry. I have access to health insurance plans with open enrollment year-round, and several accept pre-existing conditions without compromising your network or benefit. The value of working with me, a broker, is that I will take time to customize a plan just for you, because I work for you, not the insurance company. So call me, Lady Di, your insurance PI, at 901-606-9091.
Hi, everybody. Another issue of your favorite local lifestyle magazine is out. 4Memphis Magazine. All about people, parties, and prospering in the Bluff City. Pick up your copy today at the Half Shell, Huey's, Owen Brennan's, and River Oaks, and more locations near you. Scuba diving is one of the greatest adventures you will ever experience. Becoming a scuba diver marks the first step on a journey that will forever change the way you experience the wonder of feeling weightless and interacting with incredible marine life. The Dive Shop offers the best training and equipment for more than just scuba. Explore the water through swimming, snorkeling, free diving, and scuba diving, along with world-class travel. The Dive Shop, 999 South Yates in Memphis, or with other locations at Little Rock, Joplin, and Atlanta. Members like Carl trust Southern Security's low rates for years.
So recently, we found a new vehicle out of town over the weekend, but we quickly found ourselves in a bidding war over the only one available. I paid a large down payment and I financed it through the dealership to get the deal done that day. Monday morning, I drove straight to Southern Security and I refinanced it at a better rate.
To see what Southern Security can save you, visit southernsecurity.org today. That's southernsecurity.org. Southern Security Financial Services for you, for community, for good. Men's Health Hobbies and Games is dedicated to finding something for everybody. Whether it dries, flies, or soars, they take pride in the variety of items they offer in their huge store at 4862 Summer Avenue. From antique electric trains to remote control airplanes, helicopters, cars, trucks, even tanks and road graders. Some of these babies can travel up to 100 miles an hour. And if they wreck, no problem. Men's Health Hobbies and Games makes repairs on all remote control models. If you've never been there, stop by today. 4862 Summer Avenue or give them a call at 901-682-9402.
Meet George Gully with Jim Karras Chevrolet.
Today, folks, those of you who are shopping for a new vehicle, I invite you to give me a call and talk about it, because more often than not, now we have the vehicle you're looking for and have it coming too as well. I'm with Jim Karras Chevrolet, as Earl knows, and we're glad to have you as a customer, but we're also Jim Karras Nissan and Subaru. We have a Frontier lease available right now, folks, for as little as $1,500 down, and that is now $350 a month. With fuel economy on everyone's mind, GM has just now started to offer 2.7 liter turbo, which is going to get about 4 miles to the gallon better. So I'm telling some of my clients, this truck will tow 9,000 pounds and still get more gas mileage. The best thing I can offer as far as advice is pick up the phone and call me, and you can reach me at 901-387-2000 or even my cell, 901-491-8343.
Call George Gully today at Jim Karras Chevrolet.
Hi, everybody. Another issue of your favorite local lifestyles magazine is out. 4Memphis Magazine. All about people, parties, and prospering in the Bluff City. Pick up your copy today at Novel Bookstore, Superlow, Buster's Liquors, at Chickasaw Oaks, and more locations near you.
When the creepy crawlers come out, James Pest Management is your best choice for a pest control provider. Nobody does it better and at a price you can afford than James. Call them today and one of their qualified technicians will gladly inspect your home or business and give you a quote for only the services you need. No high pressure or unnecessary upsell. That's the James Pest Management way. Locally owned since 1941. Call James Pest Management today at 901-367-2007 or online at 1jpm.com.
The market in 2023 is forcing investors to be buttoned up and review their financial portfolios like never before. KOM listeners, I want to tell you about my friends at Legacy Precious Metals. They can help to advise you on the best options to invest in gold and silver, which both provide stability in times of market crisis. I know this company well, so give them a call right now. Legacy Precious Metals, 866-528-1903, or download their free investor's guide at legacypminvestments.com.
The Lars Larson Show, this evening at 5 on the Mighty 990 KWAM and streaming online at mighty990.com.
And welcome back on this Wednesday afternoon, talking about the election in Chicago. At his victory party, Villa noted that Lightfoot had called to congratulate him and asked the crowd to give her a round of applause. In a nod to his campaign promise to combat crime, he said that if elected, he would work to address public safety issues. We will have a safe Chicago, he said. We'll make Chicago the safest city in America. Johnson, the other guy that's going to be in the runoff, on Tuesday night noted the improbability that he would make the runoff, considering his low name recognition at the start of the race. Quote, a few months ago, they said they didn't know who I was. Well, if you didn't know, now you do, Johnson said. He thanked the unions, teachers' unions, and that supported him and gave him a special shout-out to his wife, telling the crowd, Chicago, a black woman will still be in charge, because his wife is black. Whoever the woman is in your life, that's the boss. Lightfoot's loss is unusual for mayors in large cities who have tended to win re-election with relative ease. But it's also a sign of the turmoil in U.S. cities following the COVID-19 pandemic, with its economic fallout and spike in violent crime in many places. Public safety has been an issue in other recent elections, including the recall of the San Francisco district attorney, who was criticized for progressive policies. Pandemic also may shape elections for mayors in other cities this year, such as Philadelphia and Houston, where incumbents cannot run again due to term limits. There are clear contrasts between Villa and Johnson. Villa served as an advisor to the Fraternal Order of Police during the negotiations with Lightfoot's administration. He has called for adding hundreds of police officers to patrol the city, saying some of the crime is out of control and morale among officers has sunk to a new low during Lightfoot's tenure. Villa's opponents have criticized him as being too conservative to lead the Democratic stronghold. Johnson received about $1 million from the Chicago Teachers Union, and his campaign had supported with several other progressive organizations, including United Working Families. The former teacher and union organizer has argued that the answer to addressing crime is not more money for police, but more investment in mental health care, education, jobs, and affordable housing. and he was accused by rivals such as Lightfoot of wanting to defund the police. He has avoided the word defund during the race, and his campaign says he does not want to cut the number of police officers. Not that you could. They're operating bare bones, just as we are here in Memphis. But in 2020 radio interview, Johnson said defunding is not just a slogan, but an actual real political goal. And he sponsored a non-binding resolution on the county board to redirect money from police to jails to social services. So we'll see how that goes, because it's obvious that they did not want her to continue. In Chicago is a big, huge union city, and so that's where a lot of his support came from. But it'll be interesting when the two of them go head-to-head, whether more people say we want to hire more police and have police everywhere cracking down on crime, and certainly that Chicago has led the pack in the United States as far as the violent crimes. I mean, it's just totally out of control there, and it's all over the city. It used to be in the South Side, but now it's everywhere, and people that live there and visit there all feel it. You talk to people about going to Chicago. I used to love to go. I like Chicago a lot more than New York. I think it's prettier. I think it's on the lakefront. It was cleaner back then. It was. I loved the museums.
It's one of my favorite cities.
Yeah.
There's this one place I told you about that burger place in Memphis.
Yeah.
Chili Verde. But there's a place in Chicago called Au Cheval. And when we left Chicago, we asked somebody at a store, we were like, hey, we're from Memphis. We're leaving today. What's the one thing we should do? And they told us to go get a burger at Au Cheval. I have never had a burger be as good as that.
Au Cheval, what is that? What nationality is that?
I don't know, but it was voted best burger in the country.
Wow.
For multiple years. It's AU space CHEVAL. Au Cheval. Best burger in the country.
Google it and see what you come up with. And
I'll look it up right now.
See if it has any kind of what the ethnicity of it is, because it's really interesting when people come and put their own heritage into food, like the Chili Verde, the burger I had today that you recommended. It's taking something that we all are familiar with and adding a couple of twists to it that can make something really, really special.
Absolutely. So, Au Cheval in French means on a horse.
Horse burgers. Hey, who would have thought? We'll be back.
The Mighty 990 covers the Mid-South from South Haven to Germantown. 990 AM, 107.9 FM, KWAM.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. On Capitol Hill, Senate Judiciary Committee ranking member Senator Lindsey Graham asked Attorney General Merrick Garland about designating Mexican drug cartels as terrorist organizations. Garland says he wasn't opposed to the idea, but said that action might cause diplomatic concerns with the Mexican government. Today, a 16th California parole hearing for Sirhan Sirhan, Robert F. Kennedy's assassin. Governor Gavin Newsom previously had rejected Sirhan's freedom. That's after the parole board recommended his release in 2021. Kennedy was assassinated in 1968. Stocks finishing mixed. The Dow was up 5 points. The Nasdaq lost 76, and the S&P 500 dropped 18. This is SRN News.
You have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe me, I've investigated the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Rita Cosby.
His primary one, of course, is this one in Wilmington, Delaware, that Hunter seemed to be owning / paying $50,000 a month in rent. Boy, is that awfully suspicious. I'm sorry, what kind of 50-year-old guy is paying $50,000 rent to his dad on a home that he's claiming on a gun permit that he owns?
Rita Cosby. Weeknights at 9 on the Mighty 990 and 107.9 FM, KWAM.
Okay, sometimes I do fiddle around, but not when selling your real estate. You want the most you can possibly get for your property, and selling with Walker Auctions online by competitive bidding could be the best way to liquidate your land, home, or contents. Call Eric Walker at 901-491-0793 and let me explain how our system of selling works. That's 901-491-0793, or go to our website, walkerauctions.com. When it comes to selling, Walker Auctions doesn't fiddle around.
Enjoy a night of comedy featuring Jay Leno and special guest Henry Cho, Friday, March 3rd at 7:30 p.m. at the Heindel Center for Performing Arts on the campus of Northwest Mississippi Community College in Senatobia. Jay Leno, acclaimed late-night host, admired stand-up comedian, best-selling children's book author, pioneering car builder, and philanthropist. It's no wonder why Jay Leno is widely characterized as the hardest-working man in show business. Jay Leno, March 3rd. Tickets are available now at HeindelCenter.org. That's HEINDL Center.org.
Traffic and weather now on the Mighty 990 KWAM.
Good afternoon, T-Dot. Still out with that stalled vehicle. They've been out there for, 3 hours on 55 southbound there at Shelby in South Memphis. It's not blocking traffic, but that's where we see some flashing lights. It's increased with that traffic in the last few minutes to 40 onto 385. That's been in pretty good shape. Also headed out towards Collierville. Hey, buy your Ripley's annual Fun Pass with unlimited visits to all the Ripley's attractions in the Smoky Mountains. It's on sale right now at Food City. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Slight risk for severe weather this evening, with high winds and heavy rain being the primary concern. Lows drop to near 60. For your Thursday, another round of heavy rain or thunder shower activity, even an enhanced risk of severe weather. Clearing and cooler for the weekend. Richard Stiles Studio in South Haven. Call 662-393-4872 for an appointment, but walk-ins are welcome. 55 and Church Road, a full-service styling salon. That's Richard Styling Studio, South Haven. I'm News Channel 3's Todd Demers.
Sarah thought she needed a loan. Southern Security found a better solution.
My home was in desperate need of repair. I went to Southern Security to discuss a loan, but my teller had a better idea. She refinanced my auto loan, lowering my rate and monthly payments, which gave me the extra funds I needed without taking out a new loan.
To see what Southern Security can save you, visit southernsecurity.org today. That's southernsecurity.org. Southern Security Financial Services, for you, for community, for good.
Meet George Gully with Jim Karras Chevrolet.
Today, folks, those of you who are shopping for a new vehicle, I invite you to give me a call and talk about it, because more often than not, now we have the vehicle you're looking for and have it coming too as well. I'm with Jim Karras Chevrolet, as Earl knows, and we're glad to have you as a customer, but we're also Jim Karras Nissan and Subaru. We have a Frontier lease available right now, folks, for as little as $1,500 down, and that is now $350 a month. With fuel economy on everyone's mind, GM has just now started to offer 2.7 liter turbo, which is going to get about 4 miles to the gallon better. So I'm telling some of my clients, this truck will tow 9,000 pounds and still get more gas mileage. The best thing I can offer as far as advice is pick up the phone and call me, and you can reach me at 901-387-2000 or even my cell, 901-491-8343.
Call George Gully today at Jim Karras Chevrolet.
Hey, Kathy, I really love my personal price plan with State Farm, and so I'm going to go and admit it. I really love soft jazz, that Kenny G stuff.
Steve, you don't need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps us together create an affordable price just for you.
Well, I want to tell everybody about State Farm's Personal Price Plan. Call Kathy Thurman Edwards, the agent on Brookhaven Circle.
901-767-7744. I'm not as cute as Jake, but I'm better looking than a lizard.
Hi, everybody. Another issue of your favorite local lifestyle magazine is out. 4Memphis Magazine. All about people, parties, and prospering in the Bluff City. Pick up your copy today at Holiday Ham, Pimentos, High Point Grocery, South Point Grocery, Miss Cordia's, and more locations near you.
Hey, Memphis. How would you like to see if you, your family, or employees qualify for a health insurance plan that has open enrollment year-round? This is Diane Kimbrough, also known as Lady Di, your insurance PI. Call me at 901-606-9091.
Now, back to the Earle Farrell 4Memphis show, brought to you by Southern Security, your home team credit union, and by Kathy Thurman Edwards State Farm Insurance. Once again, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome back on this Wednesday. Got some weather moving in. I'm looking at the radar right now, and it's already crossed over the river up in northwestern Tennessee, approaching Memphis now. We've got Joey Sulopek, a meteorologist, and a good friend on the phone, and Joey, it's headed our way.
Yeah, we got some brand new news to share with everybody, Earl. We are right now under a tornado watch that just got issued by the National Weather Service. It's going to go until 10 o'clock tonight. Now, here's some more specifics. We are looking at the potential for up to 3-inch size hail. That's going to be a big danger, and wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour as we go into the next few hours. Yeah, this one's looking pretty impressive. I think it's going to come through Memphis roughly 4 to 10 p.m. So, bad news, good news, this is going to have some tornado threat with it, and primarily in that time frame. But the good news on this one is around 9 to 10 p.m., I think this thing quiets down for the night, and we can, rest easy overnight. And then tomorrow night, we're looking at another situation. So today's risk zone was upgraded for Memphis to a 3 out of 5, and we've got this new tornado watch, and then we're looking at, like I said, some more action tomorrow night.
The temperature right now is 71, so that's always the threat is that front comes through meeting the warmer air, so the faster we can cool it down before it actually gets here, the better off we are, correct?
Yeah, here's the problem. This front's going to linger. It's going to do the old tug of war, so it's not pushing all the way through, which is why we're seeing another round tomorrow night that could be just as bad, if not worse. So the front gets here, it sort of vacillates back and forth right over us, and then a huge hook of low pressure finally pushes it out by early Friday morning. So what you're looking at are overnight storms tomorrow night. That's going to be the primary danger there. This one's going to linger Thursday night into Friday morning. Then it's going to get out of the way Friday morning, probably 8 to 9 a.m., but everybody needs to be prepared for this. It is going to be very, very windy all day Friday afternoon. I'm talking wind gusts, 50-plus miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will the wind dissipate after that, the Friday evening?
Yeah, I think it looks like right now that by the weekend, let me double check right now while I've got you. I guess I'm in the Saltec Command Center right now. Saturday, Sunday look beautiful, partly cloudy and between 60 and 70. So, we're getting this out of the way
good
before the weekend, and the weekend looks great.
Yeah, because I'm going trout fishing on the Little Red this weekend. And
perfect.
I want the wind to stop before I get out of the Little Red in a canoe. Yeah. That could be bad. The other thing that's concerning is all of our trees and our shrubs. I've noticed the azaleas are starting to pop out again. Thank goodness, because I was really worried we'd lost a lot of those. But if we get hail and high winds, it's going to disrupt a lot of that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the wind damage that's always such a big issue here in the Mid-South, and it's going to be very breezy tonight all the way through Friday, so likely that also means power outages.
Yeah.
And some pruning, like you said, those limbs are going to be coming down. I want to make sure and caution everyone about this hail issue. It's not normally, we don't normally see 3-inch size hail potential here. So something to keep in mind if you've got that car that you don't want dinged, if you've got the ability to put it under a carport or, in a garage, if you can, you might want to protect it. And if you've got anything that could be hail sensitive, I don't know, what you've got in your yard, but if you don't want it getting dinged, I would take some precaution.
Well, it can, because it can wreak havoc. I know in Texas, we have a lot more hail out in Texas than we do in Tennessee, and all the car dealers build these covers over their car lots with heavy canvas and support systems, because they get entire inventories of cars. Looks like somebody took a ball-peen hammer and just whacked it all over it. And
right.
And so especially 3-inch hail could definitely do that. And I've been caught out on horseback at the ranch before in a hailstorm, and even getting under a tree, it's not a safe place to be, because the high winds and hail can knock down limbs, and if you're under it, it's worse than the hail hitting you.
Yeah.
So
no, and it's already starting to grow. The cell we're looking at that's out of Stuttgart, I'm looking at it right now on radar. It's about to head towards Forest City, Mariana. It's already got a hail core developing, and that's going to be more of the story over, like I said, over the next 5 to 6 plus hours.
Yeah, in fact, those 70-mile-an-hour winds were in Texas a few days ago. They were having it in West Texas, 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds. Paul Shanklin was there with his wife, and he sent me videos. It's that's no fun being in winds that high, because
well, keep in mind, 75 miles an hour is a Category 1 hurricane.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
When
they say gale force, they're talking about gale force. So
right, absolutely.
All right. Well, Joey, thank you for the update and all the warnings. We'll certainly take heed of it, and I always appreciate you being right on top of things for us.
Anytime, my friend.
All right. Thank you, sir. Joey's forecast is sponsored by the Financial Consultants Group. If you've been ignoring your 401k retirement money, give it to the attention of your favorite people that know what the heck they're doing. Contact Financial Consultants Group at info@fcgtn.com. Thank you, Joey. So we've got that to look forward to. I'm looking at the radar right now, and it's got a lot of yellow and some red down. Right now, it's still, most of it is passing Little Rock, and they say about 3:50 it's going to be crossing the river here, and by 4:30 we'll have some stuff downtown. So it's coming this way, and he said between 4 and 10 o'clock tonight is when we can expect the most action out of it. I'm headed downtown this afternoon. I'm going to get a picture of Tom Lee Park. I've got a good friends that live in the old Rivermont Holiday Inn, and you got a great view of Tom Lee Park from that inn. I'm going to get up high and kind of shoot down on it and see the changes that have taken place. I was looking at a photograph of the Music Fest from years past, and it was solid people from one end of that park down by Beale Street Landing all the way to the south end, with a stage on the south end and a stage on the north end. And that ain't never going to happen again. And in fact, it's going to be totally, I think there are only like 2 meadows out there where they can have stages. Have you been down there, Kyle, to see what it looks like?
I haven't seen it since. I remember how it used to be. I remember, it's always been packed, but ever since last year, they kind of it's just downhill.
Well, last year, wasn't it at the
Tiger Lane Bowl?
Tiger Lane last year, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this year was supposed to return, but I know that the barbecues, 40% fewer teams, and I guess 40% less territory to have people go and watch the bands and the groups that are coming in for Music Fest.
Exactly. So I think the Mempho Music Festival, I think that's going to start being the big festival of Memphis now.
Well, and they're going to have the patio porkers, which is what really the barbecue started out to years ago, down next in the parking lot next to the Orpheum, which is now about a 5-story parking lot they're building. But that's what it started out. A bunch of guys got together and that first year, and they were cooking on Weber grills and hibachis, and I remember one guy even dug a hole and cooked a pig like they do in Hawaii, except it didn't look like Hawaii. I think he crisper fried that thing too. But they're going to have it at Handy Park on Beale Street, and I don't think they're going to charge, and I think there's a $1,000 first prize for it. And so I think we're going to have somebody on to talk about that here in the next couple of days, because They get down there and support that, because that's going to be a free event. There's plenty of parking, and you don't have to pay to get in. So, how do you beat that deal? We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back. So stay with us.
Hi, this is DeAndre Williams, forward from the Memphis Tigers. Is your credit card rewarding you for everyday purchases? Southern Security has the perfect low-interest reward card that will upgrade your wallet. Rates starting as low as 9.75%, plus earn 1 point for every dollar spent. For more information, visit southernsecurity.org or by calling our member service team at 901-452-7900. Southern Security is a proud sponsor of the University of Memphis.
Hey everybody, this is Earle Farrell. Let me tell you about one of the best restaurants you'll ever find. It's the Half Shell Restaurant. There are two great locations, 688 South Mendenhall and 7825 Winchester. What I love about the Half Shell is just about everything. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is when you say half shell, is seafood, and they have the best seafood around. It arrives by FedEx daily from just about everywhere. But if you're craving a big juicy cheeseburger, you won't find a better burger anywhere. Ham-formed patties topped with your choice of cheese and all the trimmings on the side. Or if you're wanting something in the light side, the fish tacos are incredible. Grilled or blackened tilapia along with a cup of red beans and rice, or gumbo. Yum. And then there's the catfish and hush puppies. Great steaks, and don't forget brunch on Saturday and Sunday and daily specials. It all happens at the Half Shell Restaurant. Stop by today and take a trip to the beach without leaving Memphis. Two great locations, 688 South Mendenhall and 7825 Winchester.
Hi, this is Lady Di, your insurance PI, and I'm still on the case for you. Open enrollment for the Marketplace and ACA plans is closed, but don't worry. I have access to health insurance plans with open enrollment year-round, and several accept pre-existing conditions without compromising your network or benefit. The value of working with me, a broker, is that I will take time to customize a plan just for you, because I work for you, not the insurance company. So call me, Lady Di, your insurance PI, at 901-606-9091.
This is one fishing tale you don't want to miss. My new boat loan had me drowning in high interest rates. Southern Security saved me $23,000 by refinancing my loan and reducing my long-term and interest rate. Now my fishing trips are successful, even if I don't catch any fish.
To see what Southern Security can save you, visit southernsecurity.org today. That's southernsecurity.org. Southern Security Financial Services, for you, for community, for good.
The On Stage at the Halloran Center series is back, bringing an exciting lineup of entertainment to downtown Memphis. Experience this multi-genre series featuring music, theater, magic, and more at the Halloran Center at the Orpheum. Don't miss incredible musicians, extraordinary illusionists, and the chance to go beyond the music with the Memphis Songwriter Series, and Robert Moody presents the Orchestra Unplugged. For the full lineup or to purchase tickets, visit orpheum-memphis.com.
Hey, Kathy, I really love my personal price plan with State Farm, and so I'm going to go and admit it. I really love soft jazz, that Kenny G stuff.
Steve, you don't need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps us together create an affordable price just for you.
Well, I want to tell everybody about State Farm's Personal Price Plan. Call Kathy Thurman Edwards, the agent on Brookhaven Circle.
901-767-7744. I'm not as cute as Jake, but I'm better looking than a lizard.
At Southern Security, we have the perfect low interest reward card that will complement your lifestyle. Rates starting as low as 9.75%, variable annual percentage rate, plus earn 1 point for every dollar spent. For more information, visit southernsecurity.org or call 1-800-633-4128 for details about credit, cost, and terms. Real people providing real financial solutions.
Listen to the Mighty 990 with the new KWAM mobile app. Go to mighty990.com now to download for Apple or Google Play. Your direct access to everything KWAM.
So bad. I heard on the radio today that John Belushi passed away on this date, 30-something years ago. Died of a drug overdose. He said on his tombstone, "I may be gone, but rock and roll is here to stay." And so if you've never seen the Blues Brothers musical, it's a great show. Crazy but good. We were talking about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry earlier, and they have now break their silence. They confirmed that Charles has evicted them. The king has asked that the Duke and Duchess, I think they didn't use their titles anymore. Did they take their titles away?
I'm not sure. I don't keep up with them.
You're not a royal follower?
No, we fought a war to not listen to that garbage.
As said, but the Duke and Duchess have been told to vacate the property. There was reports that Prince Andrew could move in instead. And guess what? He ain't happy about that either. Prince Harry and Meghan have been officially asked to leave Frogmore Cottage. Archwell has confirmed in a statement. Spokeswoman for the foundation said tonight, we can confirm that Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been requested to vacate their residence in Frogmore Cottage. And it says earlier today it was reported that King Charles had asked the couple to move out in January following the publication of Harry's memoir, Spare. The book was heavily critical of the royals and made a number of damaging allegations against some of the firm's most senior members. Despite relocating permanently to California with their young family in 2020, the Sussexes, it's not easy to say. That's why they call the Dutch and Duke, or whatever they are, continue to stay in Frogmore whenever they travel to the UK. It is now thought that the property has been offered to Prince Andrew instead. Prince Andrew had been living at the Royal Lodge in Windsor Great Park, part of the Crown estate, for over 20 years. However, as part of the King's money-saving measures, there are cost cuts everywhere, old boy. You understand, don't you? The monarchy is having to his annual salary of £249,000, or they call it his subsidy, cut. How am I going to survive? I've never had a job. This would leave the Duke of York struggling to afford refurbishments on the $30 million property, which are his responsibility as part of his tenancy agreement. And says that Harry and Meghan also spent $2.4 million on the renovations for Frogmore Cottage when they moved in, a cost initially covered by the taxpayers of the UK, but Harry repaid that amount in full. The couple have reportedly already begun having their belongings at Frogmore transported to their home in Montecito, where they live with their children Archie 3 and Little Bit 1. What is the deal with that? Are there 4 kids, or do they name is Archie? Oh, Archie 3, I guess, would be the third, and Little Bit, Lilibet, Little Bit More, is 1. Oh, that's what their ages. Archie 3 and Little Bit 1. That's how the English write it. That makes sense. However, Andrew is resisting leaving the Royal Lodge, according to sources, because he doesn't want to downsize. You're breaking my heart. Do they think anybody in the rest of the world is sitting there going, are you kidding me? He gets paid for nothing, and he gets a place to live for nothing.
You tell me I have to live in a $35 million instead of a $50 million house?
And I have to furnish it myself. And do that.
Is this blasphemy?
The cottage was a gift to the Sussexes from the late Queen following their marriage, but now they are left without a permanent UK home. I would actually take their passports away. I mean, why do they have to let them back in the country? I mean, they haven't done anything to help England, and they've shunned everything about England. And I just would say, hey, enjoy your life in California. And here's the thing is, what are they going to do now? They've already spilled the beans on all the rotten stuff that happened to them. So, is it now they're going to tell us how hard it is to live on the $270 million they've made off their books and the Netflix documentaries they're making about what a rotten deal they had in life? That's the other thing, is they're complaining about what a rotten deal they have in life, and they're living in Montecito in California where Oprah lives, and out there with the ocean flowing in. And guess what? They don't work either. So, is what that song goes, don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. So, anyway, that's all we have to say on the Duke and Duchess, possibly forever. And we'll just have to move on without them. And coming up in the next segment, we're going to check in with Terry Roland, who's going to be commenting on our new DA Mulroy's claimed that he's going to really crack down on violent crime. But in the meantime, he's not going to arrest anybody for, minor drug problems and petty crimes like shoplifting and crashing into stores and looting and, just stealing cars, breaking into cars. We're just going to kind of let that ride and kind of concentrate on just the murders, the big ones, the ones that we got time to actually go investigate. But as far as, going out and really doing something about crime, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Terry's got a couple of words on it. I spoke with him earlier today, and he's never been shy about his feelings. We'll also ask you about the Dutch and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. See what they're thinking out in Millington about that. So that's all coming your way right here on a Wednesday. Also be aware the weather's coming tonight. Make plans for that. It should start happening around 4 o'clock today. So be aware of that and go lock down everything. Take your umbrella and put it down on the ground on your picnic table because it could disappear tonight with 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds and 3-inch hail. That can inflict some real pain on it. So it's 3:57 on a Wednesday afternoon. We'll be back. Stay with us.
This is a Bloomberg Pursuits look at luxury. A pristine 300-year-old Guarneri violin is hitting the auction block at Terezio on March 15th and 16th and is set to break records. The Baltic, as it's known, is not just an instrument, says the director of the sale. People participating in the market are looking at this as a financial investment, valued in excess of $10 million. The violin, made around 1731, is set to attract a combination of institutions, private individuals, and a consortium of investors, even banks. In other collecting news, Sotheby's has the holy grail of sneaker sales. 6 individual Air Jordans worn by Michael Jordan during the winning game of each of his NBA championships is up for a private sale. The sneakers, dubbed the Dynasty Collection, are currently on display in Dubai. A pair of shoes Jordan wore in his rookie season sold for a record-breaking $1.47 million in 2021. Experts say these Jordans could fetch much more. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar.
The place where Memphis turns first for breaking news. The mighty 990 AM and 107.9 FM. KWAM Memphis, a Starnes Media Group station. News, traffic, weather. The mighty 990 KWAM, the Mid-South's news and talk leader.
Ben Dieter in the mighty 990 24/7 News Center with a look at some of your top stories at this hour. 2 protesters were arrested by Memphis police earlier today after going after Governor Bill Lee, who is in Memphis, over the bill that he plans on signing that will criminalize drag shows in front of children.
Lee, you're a Nazi hoe!
Video captured by Channel 3 shows one protester screaming when the governor took the stage at the opening ceremony of the new YMCA in Whitehaven.
They commit paper genocide against our people on a daily basis, signing bills to put us locust away, each and every one of us.
Both protesters were arrested but were later released. They have their first court appearance coming up later today. 2 Oakland area schools were placed on lockdown as police look for a dangerous young criminal at large. A 16-year-old boy charged with attempted first-degree murder escaped from DCS custody at the Wilder Youth Development Center. The teenager was last seen wearing a jean jumpsuit, handcuffs, and shackles. Anyone who may know of his whereabouts are asked to call 911. While some church folks were praying, some bad guys were stealing. Memphis police are looking for 2 men that were outside of Breath of Life Christian Center burglarizing cars outside in the church's parking lot. Police also believe the same pair burglarized cars at Holy City Church as well. In Washington, Attorney General Merrick Garland appeared before the State Judiciary Committee today for an annual hearing on the DOJ's oversight into Hunter Biden. Attorney General Garland didn't answer questions about the ongoing criminal investigation into the president's son. He did say, though, he's pledged any resources necessary to the U.S. attorney in Delaware conducting the investigation.
I have pledged not to interfere with that investigation, and I have carried through on my pledge.
It is 2 minutes after the hour. A look at more local headlines up next.
And it's Prager here. Sue and I mean it. Dogs are part of our family. We love Otto and Snoopy so much. There's nothing quite like their loyal companionship. So we provide them with Rough Greens. In fact, I just talked to my wife about it because we want them to be healthy and we want them to be with us as long as possible. That's true. I know Sebastian Gorka feels the same way.
The Pragers and I couldn't agree more. Our pups, Killian and Leia, rely on us to provide what's best for them. And naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black has packed Rough Greens full of vitamins, minerals, digestive enzymes, omega oils, and more that supplement their food in a way that has shown us great results. Trying out Rough Greens is an easy yes, recommended by me, Dr. G.
Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and I'm so proud that the Pragers and Sebastian Gorka have entrusted their dog's health to Rough Greens. I'm so confident that Rough Greens can help your dog, I'm offering you a free Jumpstart trial bag. Just cover the shipping. Yes, your dog's food is dead food, but you can bring it back to life with Rough Greens. Go to ruffgreens.com.
The top local news every hour from the Mighty 990 newsroom and all the time at mighty990.com.
Strong storms rolling through the Memphis area later tonight, damaging winds, heavy rain, and hail, all possible as the risk of severe weather right now is a 2 out of 5. If that changes, of course, we'll let you know on Thursday, a higher threat for severe weather. You can follow the storms on our exclusive Doppler radar page, kwamradio.com, and click on that weather tab. A Republican lawmaker is suggesting the state of Tennessee add another capital punishment option.
Could I put an amendment on that? It would include hanging by a tree also.
That's GOP State Representative Paul Sherrill making that suggestion during a committee hearing yesterday over a bill that would allow death row inmates to choose if they want to die by a firing squad. Currently, death row inmates have the option of dying by lethal injection or electrocution. The bill advanced Tuesday and will head now to the Finance, Ways, and Means Committee. Another bill, one step closer to becoming law, is the Rape Kits bill. The bill's sponsor is Antonio Parkinson of Memphis. He filed it following the kidnapping and death of Eliza Fletcher when we learned her killer had a violent history of raping other women. The bill would require all rape kits to be tested within 30 days from when they're received. Over in the Magnolia State, transgender surgeries for minors now banned. Governor Tate Reeves signing a bill yesterday that bans gender reassignment procedures for Mississippians under the age of 18. It also bans public funds or tax deductions for gender transition procedures and stops Medicaid from covering the surgeries in Mississippi. Here's the governor.
There are only 2 positions here. One tells children that they're beautiful just the way that they are. The other tells them that they should take drugs and cut themselves up with expensive and experimental procedures.
For more local headlines, visit kwamradio.com. In Memphis for KWAM News, I'm Ben Peter.
Traffic and weather now on the Mighty 990 KWAM.
Good afternoon. They're moving a stalled vehicle 55 north on the bridge headed back over into West Memphis. Pretty slow now on 240 southbound here at Norris as we check it out live. It's increasing with that traffic volume on 240 east also as you continue out to 385. Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. They are your full service, family owned jewelry store right here in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck with your on time traffic.
Slight risk for severe weather this evening with high winds and heavy rain being the primary concern. Lows drop to near 60. For your Thursday, another round of heavy rain or thunder shower activity, even an enhanced risk of severe weather. Clearing and cooler for the weekend. Richard Stiles Studio in South Haven. Call 662-393-4872 for an appointment, but walk-ins are welcome. 55 and Church Road, a full-service styling salon. That's Richard Styling Studio, South Haven. I'm News Channel 3's Todd Demers.
He grew up in the oil fields of West Texas. He's been all over the Western Hemisphere, a radio and TV veteran, former restaurateur, and a cowboy at heart. He's Earle Farrell, and he calls Memphis home because Memphis is cool. This is the Earle Farrell 4Memphis Show, brought to you by Southern Security, your home team credit union, and by Kathy Thurman Edwards State Farm Insurance. And now, here's your host, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome back. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch until 10 p.m. KWAM will provide live updates throughout the night with KWAM meteorologist Joey Solopek and our weather partners at WREG. Keep your radio set to AM 990 and 107.9 FM, or download the free KWAM app on our website. KWAM is where Memphis goes for breaking news, and we will keep you updated on the weather situation all night. Also, I want to invite you to go to our Stop Memphis Crime Facebook page and report crime in your area. That's how we can all keep up with it, make your feelings known, and let everybody know what's happening in your neighborhood. So we're going to go down to Millington. Terry Roland, we're not going there. We are, but it's only until we get Terry. But he is going to comment. We had him on Fox 13 last night, and he made his feelings known there that he's not really impressed with Mulroy, Steve Mulroy, who's the district attorney now, and his promise to crack down on violent crime, but he's not going to do anything about small drug crimes and, I guess, breaking and entering and stealing cars and things like that. Terry, you there, brother?
I'm here.
So, and I heard your comments on Fox 13 last night, and you said, what, short of murder, it's pretty much a free-for-all out there?
Yeah. In other words, I guess to get locked up, you got to murder somebody in Shelby County. You know, it's not. It really doesn't make sense. You know, low-level crime, it's the cause of violent crime. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, not every violent crime is, I'm going out to do this. It's
right.
Usually a drug deal gone bad, or somebody got caught stealing something, or, you know, it's the low-level crimes that create a lot of this. So, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, Earl, what he's talking about.
Well, the thing is, if we all know, I mean, I'm 72. I've been around long enough to know that arresting people and putting them away in jail for years and years and years and years does have a deterrent effect on people. Not arresting people and letting them out without bond and without having to post any bond or bail, and then never serving any time for it. We see what happens there. It's all these juveniles out there committing crimes everywhere. I mean, I don't know how he could come out and say he's going to really crack down on violent crime when he's not going to do anything about any of the other crime.
Well, I mean, it's been over over 2,200 or 2,300 cars sold since the first of the year.
It's a lot.
It's just mind-boggling. You know, the problem, Earl, is nowadays everybody's got a right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now listen to what I'm fixing to say, because it's kind of impacting. Everybody's got a right, and that's fine, but they have forgotten to teach responsibility. And when you do that, everything gets turned upside down. And I mean, aggravated assault. Now, to me, that's a serious crime.
Absolutely.
You know? And he's changing the way that he charges on that. So it's not making any sense at all. And I can tell you this: I've been talking with the ladies and gentlemen up at the state legislature, and they are monitoring him. Matter of fact, when I got that thing that he sent out yesterday, that press release,
right?
I shot it right up to the General Assembly, because basically, and this is what Commissioner Mulroy. I guess that's from the old days of serving with him, but this is what Mulroy is not really thinking about. In Tennessee, okay, the DA is a state employee. Even though he's elected locally, he's still considered a state employee. He cannot make law. He cannot change law. He can do nothing but prosecute based on the state law that's written. Now, if he doesn't do that, he's derelict in his duty, and they can remove him from office.
Well, he's basically said he is going to be derelict in his duty. He said, I'm not going to prosecute low-level drug crimes, or I don't know what his criteria is, where he draws the line in the sand of what you can't do before you get prosecuted.
Well, and I don't advocate for this, and I'm not just saying, but when they don't protect the citizen's going to turn around and protect themselves. Okay? I just hope that it don't end up like that. That guy in Arizona who they
shot
were pointing the gun at and all that, and he shot him, or shot at him, supposedly, allegedly. But then now they're treating him like a criminal.
Yeah, they were on his land, illegal aliens, and he felt threatened by them, and he shoots one of them, and now he got him on murder charges. Somebody sent me this, Terry, 2021 Tennessee Code Title 37, Juveniles Chapter 10, Malicious Provisions. It's liability of a parent or guardian for acts of juveniles. Now, recovery, injury, or damage by juveniles. Any municipal corporation, county, town, village, school district, or department of the state, or any person or any religious organization, whether incorporated or unincorporated, shall be entitled to recover damage in an action in a sum in the amount not to exceed $10,000 in a court of competent jurisdiction from the parents or guardian of the person or any minor under 18 years of age, living with the parents or guardian of the person who maliciously or willfully causes personal injury to such person or destroys property, real estate,
Right.
Have you ever heard of that happening here in Shelby County, where a juvenile comes in, breaks into a car, steals the car, wrecks the car, goes out and does it, and then they don't do anything to him? This tells me that in the state of Tennessee, we could go sue their parents or their guardians.
Yeah, it's been in there for quite a while. They don't, for some reason, they don't do it. But that's not only, you can not only look at it that way, Earl, but think about this. Because of that statute you just read, right?
Yeah.
All right. If say for instance, if somebody commits a crime and he lets them out, or she, either one,
yeah,
and they go out and commit a more heinous crime, then that looks to me like he's putting the state government, or if it's done in Memphis, the local government at risk for being sued.
I agree.
I mean, it's
through his inaction, he's caused other crimes to be allowed to be committed.
That's right.
And how much do you think that with Lori Lightfoot not winning the mayoral race in Chicago?
You mean Beetlejuice?
Yes. Apparently that's her new name. Is this? Are we going to see a trend? And should a lot of these people like Mulroy take notice of that people aren't going to put up with it anymore?
Absolutely. And if you're keeping up with what's her name? What's the lady's name up in Missouri that the governor's going after?
Yeah, she was. They called her a circuit prosecutor.
Yeah,
and so
it's happening everywhere. The lady, and the one in Chicago. I think they're going after her, and the one in Baltimore. One of the lady in Baltimore that got put out, is facing going to court. Her defense team just left her.
Really?
Completely left, yeah.
And she was a prosecuting attorney?
That's exactly right. She was a prosecutor.
Well, the one in St. Louis, she was the one that let this guy out, and he ended up driving and causing a wreck that this 16-year-old girl lost both of her legs.
Right.
And she just said, well, it's not my fault. And apparently they've taken issue with that. But when I heard about that, that's exactly what you were talking about with the state legislature and the governor here in Tennessee can come into Shelby County. And if they think somebody is not taking care of, it's a violation of our public safety. What's going on in Shelby County is in violation of the public safety. And I know that our city mayor the other day said his number one priority was justice for Tyree. But what about the justice for all the rest of us? We all live and work here too, and it's like we don't count anymore.
Well, let me tell you something that I did back in, I think it was 2017. No, excuse me, it's probably 2016. And this goes back to Steve Mulroy. He was trying to implement on the county commission a wage theft law, okay? Basically what it said was that any person, but he was actually trying to pass it for illegal aliens who are over here illegally, where they could take, say, if you didn't pay them right, they could go to the county commission. Now, tell me, this ain't crazy. And the county commission could get into private business, and he wanted to put an ordinance where they could go after people for not paying these illegal aliens. Well, I tell you what, I got a hold of our friends up in Nashville. They created a law that I helped them pen. It says that local government, whether it be city or county, municipality or town, cannot make a law that is more strenuous or less strenuous than state and federal law. Okay? Now, to me, this comes under that statute. This would come under. So he's making the law less safe than what the state's got. So therefore, he would be in violation of this law and can be removed.
We're talking with Terry Roland, who's the president of the Millington Chamber of Commerce, former county commissioner. We got to take a break. Can you hang with us, Terry? Come back one more segment? Sure. Okay, sure. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Voted best credit union in the Mid-South, Southern Security Federal Credit Union provides the latest technology with our contactless personal teller machines. Our PTMs allow you to speak with Southern Security team members through two-way live video. Get the same great service in a simpler, safer way. To find a location near you, visit southernsecurity.org or call 1-800-633-4128. Real people providing real financial solutions.
Jabin Newhouse with Big B Coffee, 200 South Germantown Parkway, Suite 101, Cordova.
It's a Great Lakes-based coffee. That's where our beans are roasted. But this will be the first one in Tennessee and obviously the first one in the Mid-South, and we're excited to bring it to the Memphis area. We have a wide variety of flavors of lattes, upwards of 40 or 45 flavors. The unique thing about those, like hazelnut, marshmallow, caramel, mocha, all the traditional flavors plus others, is that you can get those hot, you can get those iced, and you get them frozen.
Big B Coffee, now open. 200 South Germantown Parkway, Suite 101, Cordova.
Hi, this is Lady Di, your insurance PI, and I'm still on the case for you. Open enrollment for the Marketplace and ACA plans is closed, but don't worry. I have access to health insurance plans with open enrollment year-round, and several accept pre-existing conditions without compromising your network or benefit. The value of working with me, a broker, is that I will take time to customize a plan just for you, because I work for you, not the insurance company. So call me, Lady Di, your insurance PI, at 901-606-9091.
Hi, everybody. Another issue of your favorite local lifestyle magazine is out. 4
4Memphis magazine, all about people, parties, and prospering in the Bluff City. Pick up your copy today at the Half Shell, Huey's, Owen Brennan's, and River Oaks, and more locations near you. Scuba diving is one of the greatest adventures you will ever experience. Becoming a scuba diver marks the first step on a journey that will forever change the way you experience the wonder of feeling weightless and interacting with incredible marine life. The Dive Shop offers the best training and equipment for more than just scuba. Explore the water through swimming, snorkeling, free diving, and scuba diving, along with world-class travel. The Dive Shop, 999 South Yates in Memphis, or with other locations at Little Rock, Joplin, and Atlanta. Members like Carl trust Southern Security's low rates for years.
So recently, we found a new vehicle out of town over the weekend, but we quickly found ourselves in a bidding war over the only one available. I paid a large down payment and I financed it through the dealership to get the deal done that day. Monday morning, I drove straight to Southern Security and I refinanced it at a better rate.
To see what Southern Security can save you, visit southernsecurity.org today. That's southernsecurity.org. Southern Security Financial Services, for you, for community, for good. Men's Health Hobbies and Games is dedicated to finding something for everybody. Whether it dries, flies, or soars, they take pride in the variety of items they offer in their huge store at 4862 Summer Avenue. From antique electric trains to remote control airplanes, helicopters, cars, trucks, even tanks and road graders. Some of these babies can travel up to 100 miles an hour. And if they wreck, no problem. Men's Health Hobbies and Games makes repairs on all remote control models. If you've never been there, stop by today. 4862 Summer Avenue, or give them a call at 901-682-9402.
Meet George Gully with Jim Karras Chevrolet.
Today, folks, those of you who are shopping for a new vehicle, I invite you to give me a call and talk about it, because more often than not, now we have the vehicle you're looking for and have it coming too as well. I'm with Jim Karras Chevrolet, as Earl knows, and we're glad to have you as a customer, but we're also Jim Karras Nissan and Subaru. We have a Frontier lease available right now, folks, for as little as $1,500 down, and that is now $350 a month. With fuel economy on everyone's mind, GM has just now started to offer 2.7 liter turbo, which is going to get about 4 miles to the gallon better. So I'm telling some of my clients, this truck will tow 9,000 pounds and still get more gas mileage. The best thing I can offer as far as advice is pick up the phone and call me, and you can reach me at 901-387-2000, or even my cell, 901-491-8343.
Call George Gully today at Jim Karras Chevrolet.
Hi, everybody. Another issue of your favorite local lifestyles magazine is out. 4Memphis Magazine. All about people, parties, and prospering in the Bluff City. Pick up your copy today at Novel Bookstore, Superlow, Buster's Liquors, at Chickasaw Oaks, and more locations near you.
Okay, sometimes I do fiddle around, but not when selling your real estate. You want the most you can possibly get for your property, and selling with Walker Auctions online by competitive bidding could be the best way to liquidate your land, home, or contents. Call Eric Walker at 901-491-0793 and let me explain how our system of selling works. That's 901-491-0793, or go to our website, walkerauctions.com. When it comes to selling, Walker Auctions doesn't fiddle around.
Crunch Fitness, new in the Memphis area, now open at 827 White Station in a 40,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Join for only $1 down and get 1 month free at crunch.com. Crunch Fitness White Station is the largest gym in Memphis. A second location is opening soon at 1635 North Germantown Parkway. The second Crunch Fitness location will also be a 40,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art equipment. Visit crunch.com. That's crunch.com. Crunch Fitness.
Bill O'Reilly, tonight at 8 on the Mighty 990 KWAM and streaming 24/7 on the Mighty 990 app.
And welcome back, everybody. We got Terry Roland on the line. This is part of the statement that Steve Mulroy made the other day. It says, as law enforcement continues to make arrests and violent crimes across Shelby County, Mulroy is releasing new information on how his office will prosecute these violent crimes. For one, Mulroy says he's encouraging his prosecutors to prioritize violent crimes over low-level crimes like marijuana possession and being late on fees and fines. I got no problem with that. He says, well, I've been around, this is what Terry Roland said, I've been around for 62 years, and I can tell you that most of your violent crimes start out as low-level crimes. As it stands now, you're charged with aggravated assault. There's a good chance That charge could be dropped if the victim or witnesses decide not to cooperate. Mulroy said he's getting rid of this, and prosecution can still happen regardless of what the victim decides to do, which I think that's a positive thing, Terry, because we know how many times these witnesses are intimidated by gangs and everybody else not to testify. And if they can still go after them without witnesses, but how do you convict them without the witnesses?
Upside down. I mean, this is society in a whole, and you've seen it, Earl. They've done everything from. Now, don't get me wrong. What they did to Tyree Nichols was a terrible thing, and they need to be punished for it. But not all police are like that. But we put targets on our officers' back. We got people retiring. We can't fill the jobs. The sheriff's department and the police department together there are 500 officers down.
And I understand that the last class that the sheriff's office tried to put together, they couldn't come up with enough people to make a class, so they just said, we're not going to do one this time.
No, they did one. It was 7 people.
7 people, wow.
And, there used to be a line of people waiting to get these jobs as sheriff's deputies and stuff.
Terry, I remember back in the late 70s, early 80s, where there were, I don't want to say it was a good thing, but people were paying a fee to get to apply for a job as a sheriff's deputy.
Yep.
And people went to jail over that, but that's how big a deal it was to get a job with the sheriff's office.
Exactly. And now, I mean, would you want a job where you put your life on the line every day and to look back and then our leaders, supposedly leaders, are politicians. That's what they are. They're not leaders. They're not statesmen. They're politicians. See, Shelby County, Memphis, it's done got into where you got 650,000 registered voters, and maybe 200 turn out. Okay, this is what happens when people don't engage.
I agree.
Our local government. Okay, you get poor government like we got right now. Now think about this. We're sitting here on the verge. Of course, we've had tremendous growth in Millington. We're continuing to really boom. But think about this. All these folks fixing to come in here for these jobs, the Blue Oval, are these companies coming? You think they're not taking notice of this?
Absolutely. I mean,
this is going to start hurting us. And well, it already is hurting us economically because listen, people are leaving Memphis. I mean, like I said, I got 12 subdivisions being built right now. Guess what? Those houses, the majority of them, are bought before they even
are finished.
No, Earl, I've never seen anything like it. They're buying the house before they even put a shovel in the ground.
Oh, wow. Haven't even looked at it yet.
We had 50 that got done on Wilkinsville Road before the first one was built, which was the model home. It was bought, and before they, like I said, took another shovel in the ground, the rest of them were bought.
Well, Terry, what can people do? I mean, we've talked about this before, that if you want to go to a county commission meeting or city council meeting and protest, that's fine, but we all got jobs. What can they do to make their voices heard, aside from voting, which they definitely, I think, have gotten the picture after Chicago and what else is happening around the country? You need to show up and vote the people out that aren't doing what they need to be doing. But other than that,
well, let me tell you. Of course, county government and city council, they're in the evening time, but most of our people are working, right?
Yep.
They need to go back to having their meetings late in the evening. I'm talking about at night, like there should be. Now, you take all your suburbs,
hey, Terry,
all their meetings start after 6 o'clock. Can
you hold on? We got to take a hard break. Talking to Terry Roland. We'll be right back.
The Mighty 990 covers the Mid-South from South Haven to Germantown. 990 AM, 107.9 FM, KWAM.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters reporting Eli Lilly will cut prices for some older insulins later this year and immediately give more patients access to a cap on the costs they pay to fill prescriptions. The moves promise critical relief to some people with diabetes who can face annual costs of more than $1,000 for insulin. Lilly's changes also come as lawmakers pressure drug makers to do something about soaring prices. The Ukrainian military might pull troops back from the key stronghold of Bakhmut. That's according to an advisor to Ukraine's president. The remarks on Wednesday suggest that Russia could capture the eastern city that has become a symbol of Ukrainian resistance. Kremlin forces have waged a bloody months-long offensive to take Bakhmut. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 5 points. The Nasdaq dropped 76. More details at srnnews.com.
I've been in show business my entire life. I know when someone's an actor or an actress. And I'd hear Balance of Nature being advertised, and I just thought, these are real people out there. And they seem to just be really telling the truth about this product that they love. So I started using Balance of Nature, and immediately I started seeing results. And I went, oh my gosh, this works. I literally called up the founder, and I said, I've never done this before in my life. I want to tell people about Balance of Nature. I want it to do for them what it's done for me.
Join Kathy Lee Gifford and thousands of people worldwide on a journey to better health. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code KLG.
Bill O'Reilly.
I'm not a gloater. I'm not a person who was happy that Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked or anything like that. But I feel that woman has damaged this nation in a way that few other politicians ever have. You got to go back to the Civil War days, pre-Civil War, to find speakers of the House as bad as that woman.
Weeknights at 8 on the Mighty 990 and 107.9 FM, KWAM, or online at mighty990.com.
When the creepy crawlers come out, James Pest Management is your best choice for a pest control provider. Nobody does it better and at a price you can afford than James. Call them today and one of their qualified technicians will gladly inspect your home or business and give you a quote for only the services you need. No high pressure or unnecessary upsell. That's the James Pest Management way. Locally owned since 1941. Call James Pest Management today at 901-367-2007 or online at 1jpm.com.
Mid-South winters can be unpredictable, so you need an HVAC system that can handle anything. Brown Refrigeration is ready with reliable service and great deals to keep your family healthy and comfortable all year, whatever the weather. Brown Refrigeration is also an independent Trane dealer. It's hard to stop a Trane. Visit brownref.com to see commercial and residential services, financing options, and limited time offers. Call 901-362-1881. That's 901-362-1881.
Traffic and weather now on the Mighty 990 KWAM.
Good afternoon. I'm still staring at this crash over in the Midtown area. It's 240 northbound at South Parkway. A couple of lanes of traffic is blocked. It was already getting crazy slow in the southbound lanes anyway this time of the afternoon over here. Now we've got it slow north and southbound because of the crash in the northbound lanes of 240 north at South Parkway. Hey, buy your Ripley's Annual Fun Pass with unlimited visits to all the Ripley's attractions on sale now at Food City. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Slight risk for severe weather this evening with high winds and heavy rain being the primary concern. Lows dropped to near 60. For your Thursday, another round of heavy rain or thunder shower activity, even an enhanced risk of severe weather. Clearing and cooler for the weekend. Richard Stiles Studio in South Haven. Call 662-393-4872 for an appointment, but walk-ins are welcome. 55 and Church Road, a full-service styling salon. That's Richard Styling Studio, South Haven. I'm News Channel 3's Todd Demers.
Sarah thought she needed a loan. Southern Security found a better solution.
My home was in desperate need of repair. I went to Southern Security to discuss a loan, but my teller had a better idea. She refinanced my auto loan, lowering my rate and monthly payments, which gave me the extra funds I needed without taking out a new loan.
To see what Southern Security can save you, visit southernsecurity.org today. That's southernsecurity.org. Southern Security Financial Services for you, for community, for good.
Meet George Gully with Jim Karras Chevrolet.
Today, folks, those of you who are shopping for a new vehicle, I invite you to give me a call and talk about it, because more often than not now we have the vehicle you're looking for and have it coming too as well. I'm with Jim Karras Chevrolet, as Earl knows, and we're glad to have you as a customer, but we're also Jim Karras Nissan and Subaru. We have a Frontier lease available right now, folks, for as little as $1,500 down, and that is now $350 a month. With fuel economy on everyone's mind, GM has just now started to offer 2.7 liter turbo, which is going to get about 4 miles to the gallon better. So I'm telling some of my clients, this truck will tow 9,000 pounds and still get more gas mileage. The best thing I can offer as far as advice is pick up the phone and call me, and you can reach me at 901-387-2000 or even my cell, 901-491-8343.
Call George Gully today at Jim Karras Chevrolet.
Hey, Kathy, I really love my personal price plan with State Farm, and so I'm going to go and admit it. I really love soft jazz, that Kenny G stuff.
Steve, you don't need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps us together create an affordable price just for you.
Well, I want to tell everybody about State Farm's Personal Price Plan. Call Kathy Thurman Edwards, the agent on Brookhaven Circle.
901-767-7744. I'm not as cute as Jake, but I'm better looking than a lizard.
Hi, everybody. Another issue of your favorite local lifestyle magazine is out. 4Memphis Magazine. All about people, parties, and prospering in the Bluff City. Pick up your copy today at Holiday Ham, Pimentos, High Point Grocery, South Point Grocery, Miss Cordia's, and more locations near you.
Hey, Memphis, how would you like to see if you, your family, or employees qualify for a health insurance plan that has open enrollment year-round? This is Diane Kimbrough, also known as Lady Di, your insurance PI. Call me at 901-606-9091.
Now, back to the Earle Farrell 4Memphis show, brought to you by Southern Security, your home team credit union, and by Kathy Thurman Edwards State Farm Insurance. Once again, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome back. We've got Terry Roland on the line, a former county commissioner and currently the president of the Mellington Chamber of Commerce. Also want to invite you to check out our Stop Memphis Crime. It's on Facebook. In fact, I'm looking at it right now, and there's a message that says, "Hi to all. Does anyone know who's organizing the effort to have citizens attend the next city council meeting? I wanted to set up an event on Nextdoor and want to get all the details straight. Organizer can PM me. Thanks." And it's Leslie Pryor Taylor. So, Terry, people are trying to organize and right. Go to these meetings, but it's like you said, city council is what they meet at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. And then the county commission moved theirs back to, I think, 3 o'clock or 3:30 in the evening.
But still during the workday.
Yeah, still during the workday. I mean, if they'd had it at 6 or 7 o'clock, like most of your municipalities do, the people could voice their concern. But you're fixing to have something so bad that, I mean, it's not just here now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just picking on Memphis and Shelby County. It's happening everywhere. But when he talks about these drug crimes, you know what the biggest killer for people right now is? Fentanyl.
Fentanyl, absolutely.
All right.
They said it's more than something like 100 people a day are dying all over the country, and 100,000 a year are dying. I had a woman testifying before the House yesterday that lost 2 sons being poisoned with fentanyl.
So I mean, if you don't go after the drug crime, these are the people that are going to get away with putting this poison on our streets. So you got society looking at that. You got criminals out here says, well, look, if I don't commit murder, I can get away with anything in Shelby County.
Well, in the national statistics are that most of these crimes are never even make it to court. Aggravated assault, aggravated burglary, theft over $1,000. I mean, it's just they say, we're not even going to prosecute.
Well, and to feel, one of the biggest things is you take an oath when you get into office. Okay, that oath is to uphold the laws of the Constitution of the state, of the of the country and everything. I mean, I took my oath seriously. Okay, when I took that oath. Now, how can anybody have the pursuit of happiness if they can't even go out the door because of crime? Okay. So at the end of the day, somebody breaks in my house, Earl. I ain't gonna wait and to see anything other than they're trying to harm me, and I'm fixing to blow them out that door. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I do. I've caught people trying to break into my car. This was several years ago in Cordova. I go outside, I chase him down, and God knows how I wasn't shot doing that. Chase him down, catch him, tell one of my neighbors to call the sheriff's office. They called the sheriff's office. I held this guy down for about 20 minutes till they got there. They arrest him. Then I had to go downtown and do an affidavit. They called me back and said that they lost that. I needed to come down again. So I go back downtown to fill out another one. And it finally goes to court. About 6 months later, he gets 1129 probation. And that was his third or fourth crime as a juvenile. And so, I mean, and nothing has changed since then.
Look, where's the justice in that?
There isn't any justice.
You're exactly right. And here's the thing. If a kid, if he's old enough and commits a heinous crime, then he ought to serve a heinous penalty. Okay? To me, when you commit a crime, the penalty should match that crime. Okay?
Well, there should be some kind of penalty, and right now there's just nothing, especially if they're juveniles.
That's exactly right. And look, these kids know it. I mean, they're
absolutely. They know nothing's going to happen to them. In fact, when I was with the sheriff's office, the typical situation was 4 or 5 guys in a car, and one of them is underage, under 18. They get pulled over. They hand all their guns and all the drugs to the kid in the back seat in the middle who's under 18. And they go, not my stuff, not my drugs, it's all his guns. Now, they should be able to charge all those people in there as adults contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And that never happens.
Right. But that's what I'm telling you. I put this statement out at least once a week. And I say, we nowadays, everybody's got rights, but we don't teach responsibility. And it goes back to the downfall of the family. It's a breakup of the family unit, and that's what all these. I hate to bring politics into this, but that's the liberal way of thinking. You know, they break the family down, and then they can take society down if they do that. And that's what these people think about. Now, you're talking about Steve Mulroy, who is willing to crawl in a tent, who makes more money as a professor, who is probably part of the 1%, but he goes out and he gets people stirred up, and he crawls in his tent on the mall there in front of City Hall, and, that's political, okay?
Yeah. Oh, I remember when he did that. That was when they had all the people sitting in on courthouse steps, Wall Street, Nashville.
Now, you tell me, anybody in their right mind would do that.
Well, but maybe that's time for us to do that. Have all of the law-abiding citizens pitch tents downtown, except we all got families to raise and jobs to go to. And
that's right.
And they were paying, all those guys and women were getting money to go do that. I don't know where it came from, Soros, or where it was coming from, but that was a huge paid effort. It was no grassroots movement.
Well, listen, if you look back in the local history, I'm talking about in the last 20 years, the decisions that's been made. Let's start with the surrender of the school, okay? How did that make us stronger? It didn't. It made schools worse, just like I said when it happened, okay? So it's never about what's right, okay? And if any of these people, they don't even think it's right. If they do, they need to be into, and that's another thing, they need to be into a mental institution, and that's another thing. I don't know, it was a few years ago, we quit putting people away, Okay, that to be in the word of being inhumane, but to be humane, they turn around and let these people out and walk all over the street. They can't get their medication. They commit crimes and stuff. Now, how's that being humane?
It's not. And I remember when that all happened. There used to be a thing called MHMR, and they had a building down on Poplar Avenue near where the Union Mission is. And all the people that were arrested, we call them mental cases, and they took them there. Now they take them usually after they try to arrest them because they're beating up somebody or committing some kind of crime. They take them to Regional 1, and they got them handcuffed to a chair or a gurney. And, man, I've talked to nurses down there that have been attacked by these people. But they shouldn't be going to Regional 1. They should be going to someplace that's equipped to handle people like that. But they don't exist anymore. Remember Bolivar? They used to send people to Bolivar. Yeah. Bolivar doesn't exist anymore. There are no places for these folks to go to.
No, they used to have anywhere from 22 to 2,500 patients.
Yep.
At West Tennessee, there in Bolivar. Now they have about, I think it's 112.
And I don't know how they get in there.
Well, you have to be really, really, really bad. Well, I don't know what you consider bad. Really,
yeah.
I mean,
really, how much worse can you get than the people that are walking the streets today, yelling and screaming? I mean, you see them on every street corner talking to themselves, pointing at cars and screaming, and you know, you go, I'm not calling the cops. I don't want to have to sit here and say, yeah, he yelled and he kicked my car, because then you're involved. So they just say nothing's going to happen to him anyway. So.
Well, let me tell you, did you see last night, I saw on Fox News, I can't remember where it was, I think it was Los Angeles, where a homeless guy, sitting down on the sidewalk, and another guy, all this caught on camera, sits there and he's playing with his gun and loading his gun, and he turns around and shoots the guy in the head.
For no reason.
No reason.
In fact, he was having a hard time loading his gun.
Yeah.
The best thing that could have happened is he couldn't figure out how to do that. Terry, I appreciate you checking in with us. It's an ongoing battle, but I would say call your city councilman, call your county commissioner, let them know you're not happy, and tell them you want to see something happen. You want to see results.
Well, Earl, I love you, buddy. Tell everybody in Memphis and Shelby County I love them. We'll get through this. The only problem about it is, brother, how many people's going to get hurt in the process?
Well, a lot. And a lot have already been there. Terry Roland, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming on.
You.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap this up.
Are you getting the lowest possible rate on your mortgage? At Southern Security, we offer low rates, flexible terms, no PMI, and unbeatable service. Refinance your mortgage with the Mid-South's best mortgage lender, Southern Security Federal Credit Union. For more information, visit southernsecurity.org. Southern Security is an equal housing lender.
Hey everybody, this is Earle Farrell. Let me tell you about one of the best restaurants you'll ever find. It's the Half Shell Restaurant. There are two great locations, 688 South Mendenhall and 7825 Winchester. What I love about the Half Shell is just about everything. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is when you say half shell is seafood, and they have the best seafood around. It arrives by FedEx daily from just about everywhere. But if you're craving a big juicy cheeseburger, you won't find a better burger anywhere. Ham-formed patties topped with your choice of cheese and all the trimmings on the side. Or if you're wanting something on the light side, the fish tacos are incredible. Grilled or blackened tilapia along with a cup of red beans and rice or gumbo. Yum. And then there's the catfish and hush puppies. Great steaks, and don't forget brunch on Saturday and Sunday and daily specials. It all happens at the Half Shell Restaurant. Stop by today and take a trip to the beach without leaving Memphis. Two great locations, 688 South Mendenhall and 7825 Winchester.
Hi, this is Lady Di, your insurance PI, and I'm still on the case for you. Open enrollment for the Marketplace and ACA plans is closed, but don't worry. I have access to health insurance plans with open enrollment year-round, and several accept pre-existing conditions without compromising your network or benefit. The value of working with me, a broker, is that I will take time to customize a plan just for you, because I work for you, not the insurance company. So call me, Lady Di, your insurance PI, at 901-606-9091.
This is one fishing tale you don't want to miss.
My new boat loan had me drowning in high interest rates. Southern Security saved me $23,000 by refinancing my loan and reducing my long-term and interest rate. Now my fishing trips are successful, even if I don't catch any fish.
To see what Southern Security can save you, visit southernsecurity.org today. That's southernsecurity.org. Southern Security Financial Services for you, for community, for good.
The On Stage at the Halloran Center series is back, bringing an exciting lineup of entertainment to downtown Memphis. Experience this multi-genre series featuring music, theater, magic, and more at the Halloran Center at the Orpheum. Don't miss incredible musicians, extraordinary illusionists, and the chance to go beyond the music with the Memphis Songwriters Series, and Robert Moody presents the Orchestra Unplugged. For the full lineup or to purchase tickets, visit orpheum-memphis.com.
Hey, Kathy, I really love my personal price plan with State Farm, and so I'm going to go and admit it. I really love soft jazz, that Kenny G stuff.
Steve, you don't need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps us together create an affordable price just for you.
Well, I want to tell everybody about State Farm's Personal Price Plan. Call Kathy Thurman Edwards, the agent on Brookhaven Circle.
901-767-7744. I'm not as cute as Jake, but I'm better looking than a lizard.
At Southern Security, we have the perfect low interest reward card that will complement your lifestyle. Rates starting as low as 9.75%, variable annual percentage rate, plus earn 1 point for every dollar spent. For more information, visit southernsecurity.org or call 1-800-633-412.